do you do on those days that you don't feel that confident?
Pretend.
Fake it?
Yeah.
Until we make it?
I mean, why not?
Guys, welcome to Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. This footballer, I forget his name off the top of my head. This footballer, I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week ago in a video, and I wanted to give it a little bit of time to see if there were any updates to what's going on with their divorce, but there hasn't been. And sometimes court cases can take several months or even years to resolve when they're going through, especially with two people that are very rich. But this gentleman here, and for some reason it's not centered, and I don't know why. Let's try that. There we go. This gentleman is showing men how to dominate divorce. Now, many of you say, hey, I do not have a mother and or a father that I can really trust like this. Well, you shouldn't get married in the first place, you dumb fool. However, if you are determined to have a family, and you do have somebody that you trust more than anyone on God's green earth, then you can do what this footballer did. This is one of the memes that's floating around on the internet. Like, this made it to other websites like 9gag and Twitter, and this made it out of kind of our community. And this is men on their way to put all their assets in their mother's name. That's right, this footballer, or for us Americans, this soccer player, put all of his money into his mother's name, and she would buy the things for him. So if he's like, hey, I want a new car or I want a house, she would purchase it and it would stay in her name, and he just lived there or he just drove the car. He didn't really own anything. So I wanted to dive into this a little bit because depending on the laws, he may actually be the one that's getting money, and I'll explain here at the end of it. Ashraf Hakimi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Ashraf Hakimi earns praise from Andrew Tate amid this scandal. While Andrew Tate is in his scandal, Paris Saint-Germain player Ashraf Hakimi is receiving support from an unexpected and maybe unwanted place amongst his divorce and legal troubles. Controversial kickboxer turned social media star Andrew Tate has praised the Moroccan footballer after it was revealed last week that he had dodged the possibility of having his ex-wife take half his fortune in their divorce. It may be remembered that Spanish actress Hiba Abuc has confirmed her separation from Hakimi, and a few months after he was charged with bad crimes in France, she has reportedly filed for divorce. However, news broke last week that she was shocked to learn that she won't be entitled to half of her husband's fortune because most of it is not under his name. Apparently, his salary goes straight to his mother's bank account, and about 80% of his assets are controlled by her. When the shocking news emerged, numerous media outlets covered the story. One such article caught the eye of Andrew Tate, and he took to social media to commend Hakimi for what some say is a brilliant tactic to keep his fortune intact. He commented a News 24/7 article and said, "My G." To put some context, Tate likes to refer to himself as Top G, and his fans and followers have taken to calling him by the nickname. Needless to say, will you stop, you guys? I've got dogs playing and shaking and rustling their collars. I apologize. Normally, I run such a clean, professional stream video, and now they're playing, so I apologize for the noise in the background. Needless to say, the comment made it clear that he sees Hakimi as one of his squad. However, gaining support from Tate may not be the best thing for this. Okay, just get to the damn story. Hakimi's, okay, now they're talking about what happened in France. Guys. And now they're talking about Tate and this stupid thing. Who cares? This was not what okay, let me go to the other story then. I had a backup story because the internet is stupid. Anyway, they say he's reportedly set. Now, this story from April 15th, and I did look for an update. Will you guys stop it? I did look for an update. This is from April 15th. Apparently, and there's been no update since because it says updated April 15th. They say Ashraf Hakimi reportedly set to get half of his wife's net worth after she filed for divorce. Now, I don't know the laws here. I don't know if it's like whoever makes all the money has to split it with the one that doesn't. She's a model. She's worth, I think, $3 million. But they say the 24-year-old football sensation took over global. Okay, we read that. We read about that he doesn't have any assets. After she took her football husband to court, she expected to get an equal share of his 70 million pounds, or euros, 70 million euro net worth upon separation, but she was informed that documents show all his assets belong to his mother. So she lost out on 35 million euro. That is a smart man. That is a man that has learned the game and said, hey, you know what? If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to take this risk, I'm going to be prepared for the fallout. And this is what, so many times is what we say, like, hey, like, I'm not saying never get married. Well, actually, I do say never get married. But I'm not saying, like, for those of you that are determined to do it and you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Just plan accordingly. And this G, as Andrew would call him, he planned for this a long time ago. All his fortune in his mother's name a long time ago. He's been planning for something like this. He sees what happens to other sports stars. Now, here's what's interesting. His ex-wife, Hiba Abuk, is Spanish model and actress. She's featured in various television series in Spain. Her net worth is about $3 million, worth $3 million. The report could be false, hence we are digging up more for evidence, so stay tuned more on the story. Now, what they're saying is false is this statement, that he is set to get half of her net worth after divorce because, see, he doesn't really have anything and she's got more. So maybe he can argue that, hey, I don't own this stuff. I give it to my mother because I'm a loving son. I give it to my mom. It's not mine. Now, the court can say, well, this seems wrong and this looks wrong, and that's probably what they'll do. They'll say, we know what you're trying to do. No, you don't get any of her money. But legally, he doesn't have anything, so maybe they walk away and they both keep what they have. Who cares? I mean, it would be an epic win if he got to get half of her stuff. That would be really just chef's kiss on the top of that. That's probably not going to happen. But if he can walk away and still, even if he only loses, say, half of his 20% that he gets, because if mom gets 80% and he keeps 20%, and that 20% is close to what she has, they'll say, okay, you guys are even, so no one gets anything from anybody. That's probably the most likely. And if he has a little bit more than that, then what? She only gets 10%, because if he keeps 20% and she gets half of that, she only gets 10%. And maybe the 10% difference between her salary and his. So he may be losing minimal amounts of money. I've said many times, if you come up with a bunch of stupid rules, if you try to run men through hoops, if you try to punish men, men will learn how to circumvent the system. Men are not stupid. They're not just going to lay down and get taken advantage of. And in case of that, I've got another story I'm probably going to upload here shortly after I record it. There's another man that is beating them at their own stupid game, because he ran a marathon as a man and then like a week later ran it as a woman. Play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes, and men are going to figure this out. And men are figuring it out. So what does this mean? It means they're going to make crazier and crazier rules. They're going to try to lock down men. They're going to try to punish men more. There's another story that I had found and I lost it because my web browser crashed, and no matter how many times I've searched for it, I can't find it because it's in another country and I don't read other languages because I'm an American moron that only knows one language. I don't know if it was in India. I think it was in India, where men are being accused of the snuggle struggle, the inappropriate sexy time. Men are being accused of this, but because there's no evidence they're doing anything wrong, and women are taking advantage of it because, of course, but because they're not being found guilty because there's no evidence and they didn't do anything wrong, now women are pushing for, instead of this going in front of a judge and through the normal court process, they're trying to say they need to have a tribunal of women to oversee these cases. Why? Because they're pretty, what happens. What would happen if you get a bunch of angry feminists on a panel? You could be accused of anything and they're going to be like, yep, he's guilty, throw him in jail. Do you think men are just going to put up with that? Do you think men are going to be like, okay, this is fine. I'm okay with having women having this much power over my life? Of course not. Of course not. At some point, maybe those men don't break. Maybe they don't storm and march on the Capitol. But at some point, men will break. And it's already starting to happen. Young men today are way underachieving. They're not going to college at the same rates. They're not going to get those, high-paying jobs. And to fill it, hey, exactly who you wanted. unqualified minorities. You gave it to unqualified minorities because they're the right skin color instead of giving it to the best person qualified, even if it was that person with the skin color or the woman or whatever. You know, you give it to the best man or woman for the job, best man for the job, if you ask me. But you're just handing it out like candy. So the smartest men, the best achievers, they're just like, whatever, I'm going to do my own thing. And now women have to fill their job roles too. And then the women want to back out because they're tired of it, or they're bored, or they want to have a family, or they're tired of looking after their 3 kids. So they want a man that earns more than them so they can get out of the system. Except those men don't exist anymore. And so now women are forced to keep working or they quit. And then there's a shortage. But they won't hire men, or at least the white men. And this is how you get societal collapse. Telling you, I never thought in my nearing my retirement years I would be a farmer. But I like food, so I think I need to be a farmer if I want to keep putting food in my face. I'm not saying it'll necessarily get that bad, but things are not looking pretty, let me tell you. Guys, if you will, join me over on betterbachelor.locals.com. Again, Saturday nights, we have movie night. We throw on a couple of movies. I think I'm going to do like Escape from New York or Escape from L.A. or maybe Escape from New York and then Escape from L.A. this weekend. I don't know. I want to escape from all of it, and I'm stuck here. And because once things go down here, there's no place else to go. But we do that every Saturday at 8 p.m., so make sure to join us over there. Go to Rumble if you're not here on YouTube. Yes, my videos show up 12 hours or 15 hours later over on Rumble than they do from YouTube. Who cares? Just get over to that. Get over there. It's a better place, less censorship. You'll enjoy it more. So there's that. We'll leave it there. We'll see you in the next one.